On a hole up here all day in a blizzard, but look what it did. I could even almost see the sun there, and on the other hand over there, and that's where we're headed. Now the thing is, we're down to one hot meal. Kramer's out of food. The battery died back there at camp, and I wasn't going to wait around, and I didn't want to put a new battery in without warming it up first. Anyway, we're up on the ridge line now. And over yonder is Goldstone Pass, Goldstone Peak. So the storm, apparently the weather people were right. It ain't gonna arrive until this afternoon, and now it's afternoon. Oh. So I can see, and though it's windy, I can see. So I'm going, and I'll get as far as I can. There's no food. Kramer's out of food. I've got one hot meal left. I'm going to use half of it for tonight for Kramer, the other half in the morning for Kramer with olive oil. I'm going to have fruit and nuts and hot water with olive oil as my meals tonight and tomorrow morning. Oh, and there'll be coffee tomorrow morning. If I have water, that's problematic. Straight in front of me at the bottom of this descent is to climb up that mountain, that final mountain, before I drop down into Goldstone Pass. I can't go up there in this stuff. This would be the storm that truly finally arrived, rather than that, whatever that thing was this morning. And I have trees here, and pretty much out of food, or damn near anyway, and the fuel is in critical condition. And for you isobutane lovers, may I suggest sticking to summer with those things. This is no place for isobutane. And yet that's exactly what I have here. Not for much longer. I'm going to be out, and then I'm going to be off Continental Divide. I'm going to do something about that fuel problem. And back to white gas. Okay, somewhere in here, down below, through these trees, I'm going to find a flat at the bottom of the climb, and I'll be putting in there for the rest of the day and night. And I'm gonna hopefully there will be fuel. I'll try the fuel with this snow. My God, I used isobutane in July one year, 2002, and I was up on top of a mountain. The only thing up there was snow, and that was loaded with water. But you'd never know it with the way the isobutane was working. I had 3 bottles of that stuff. I ran through 2 of them in 24 hours. The third one and final one, I exited, and I put those stoves away, brought out the white gas again. I can see their use though during the summer for the fast haulers. I'm not going to show the outside of, and well, I'll give a little bit here. And I'm on the last vestiges of this bottle of fuel, and there's a little bit of water in there for hot cup of Java. And we had our last hot meal this morning, and Kramer is completely out of food as of yesterday morning, so him and I have been sharing what's left of my food. And there has been so far no bad side effects for him as far as his intestines are concerned. Specifically, I'm referring to diarrhea. I just want to say that this is day 6. We came in here with a 4-day supply. So I went without hot meals, two hot meals in that 4 days, so that we would have an emergency supply. And I ate nuts and fruit. And while Kramer continued with his regular meals of dog food, which yesterday morning was his last bit of it, and full-blown, I didn't limit him at all. And he's really having troubles. He's following me in the sled. I thought with me packing down the snow with my snowshoes and then the sled coming up behind me would create a deep enough, hard enough snowpack for him to follow. And he's following. There's no doubt there. He's staying right up. But it's troublesome for him. And it's a good thing I stop every 50 to 100 feet to rest, because he needs it too. And he struggles through his post holding is what he's doing. So I question bringing him back out. For that matter, I question myself. Going through powder snow, deep powder snow, is something that I expected in December, January, February. First parts are the first half of February, maybe even right up into March. Not now. This medium weight setup that I have, it's a 3-season tent, and by God, it snowed on me last night. It came right through the mosquito mesh. And over here, I have, believe it or not, that vestibule is cinched down real well with a sled. A crosswise my sled is crosswise, filled full of snow, holding that vestibule in place, and yet the snow still packed it down and made that almost look like just a part of the exterior wall rather than a vestibule. And so that side got it, but over here in the kitchen area, got it here too. And right now it's cloudy. It's cloudy. I know this doesn't sound like much, but I'm 300 feet below the summit of this frickin' peak. And that peak is rocky, ugly, dangerous looking. My wife and I were up there the summer before last, and she said, I'm not going down there with you. And I went down. The dogs followed me. And I went down 100 feet. She refused to come down that trail. Well, now I'm set upon. She said, you're not really going to come through this, are you? And I didn't see an alternative. I tried to find an alternative, but it didn't work out. So this morning, I take it on, and I hit that peak. It's 300 feet elevation above me, and 1/10 of a mile. No big deal. Like hell. I'm still carrying 70 pounds. There's 70 pounds of stuff with me, and that's my medium weight. It started out at 75, and my food does not weigh a lot. So if I say I've dropped 5 pounds, maybe it's down to, it could be closer to 10 pounds that I dropped off of the load, but it started out at 75, so I'm about 65 or 67 pounds, somewhere in there. It's hard, okay? But then it's supposed to be. That's why that's a part of the drill. And it's just part of winter backpacking. Although I got caught pretty flat-footed here. Not totally. God damn it. I was coming in here with the lightweight summer gear or winter gear. And changed my mind and said, maybe you better not do that. I didn't. And I put the medium weight on board, and geez. And this last 5 nights, for the last 4 of them, for 3 of them, I've wondered if I should have had, my water's boiling, if I should have had my heavy duty gear in. I do know I should have had it for the last 2 nights. And I will be exiting. And I'm not coming back without my heavyweight winter gear. There's some question about whether I'm coming back with Kramer, though. He really struggled in that post holding behind me like that. And it just breaks my heart to see that happening. And he's so faithful. He'll follow me to the ends of the earth, obviously. And I'll be goddamned if I'll keep putting him through that. Either neither of us come back for a while, and I wait until we get a snowpack in here that's a crust, or I come alone. Bloody Dick Canyon. No, I don't know what the story is behind that name, but it might have something to do, it could have something to do with a guy named Richard, who's, everybody called him Dick, and one day he wandered in all bloodied up from getting the shit kicked out of him up here. I don't think it's the other one. And shame on you to think those kind of thoughts. Okay, I did too. All right, this is me getting gear. Let's get my gear out. And here's where the vestible's anchor is. That's the sled. And it didn't move, but something moved. That vestible is right up on top of the interior tent wall. Yeah, it's a little breezy out here, and it's cold without the goddamn breeze. So, pardon my language, I get a little excited about these things. Somewhere out in there, we went over there yesterday, turned around, came back here and set up camp. But out there somewhere is a trail going up over the top of this thing. I believe I might be looking at the top right up through there. I see tracks here, probably coyote, and investigating me. They came up all the way to here this morning, or last night anyway, checking me out, checking this thing out to see if there's any groceries to be had or something. So, one last thing. Pipes, Goldstone. I'm not going to step off of this into there. That's Plunge City. Goldstone is down in those trees, well, down in that gulch right there, that saddle. And I've got to go to the top and then peel along on the up there and come on down. And so the best part of this trip appears to be getting ready to start. We had our last hot meal this morning. Without that resupply down there, and it's still looking like a damn challenge. Without that resupply, there's a little bit of almonds left for Kramer, and but there's peanuts and fruit left for me. I'll save the peanuts for Kramer, because he can eat peanuts too. But them walnuts, I'll have to eat them. And the same with the coconut, shredded coconut. And that's what's left in the bag. And mangoes, and raisins, and dates. Normally I like dates, but right now I don't like them so much. They're the type with seeds in them. Not a real thrill to eat out here. Crunch. That peak up yonder and all the thing all around it, that's Dark Horse. I will not be going up there. I am woefully inadequately prepared with equipment to do that. Not to mention, when I come off of that, bad news, a real bad place. And then stuff like this, it's, the word inaccessible comes to mind right now. We'll be going down this canyon here. There's a jeep trail from the pass, and it'll take us down. There's a little clearing down there, and lumberjacks got in there, and the timber companies, and cleared that out down to the Skinner Bloody Dick Road, and that's where we're headed. And we'll follow the road north. If I can get a ride headed south, I'm gonna go get my pickup. It's got both my Dragonfly stoves in it. I only use one out here in the woods, but I got one as a backup. And all my wet gas, now, I've got a ton of it at home, but I got a bunch over here. That don't matter. I have gear that's not with me in the truck that I need to come back out here. And it's been back in home in Helena. So that's where we're headed. But we gotta, I can't explain to you why when I get down to that road down there, which is in a couple of days, why I'm going to hang left. Well, I'm going to see if I'm going to change my mind on that. I don't want to destroy the sled any more than I have. And I think that's my only thing. That and my closest supply is in Minor Creek Canyon, and there may not be any traffic down on that road anymore. The hunters may have said, "Man, this is too much. I'm out of here," and then I'll be left traipsing out of here. Well, I can do it. Well, I haven't got a choice. So yeah, I'll probably change my mind and go south. That's toward the truck. Eventually, I'll make it into the ranchers areas and low snowpack, and bound to find a ride. Somebody that sees a man with a dog and a sled says, "All right, I'll pick the dumbass up." Okay. Right now is the best time of the day on every trip, generally. Sometimes I'm crying at this time because of what happened the night before and what happened the last preceding days before. I'm not going to go any further into that. I have a lot of experience with it. And I got to tell you, my God, I love this. I love it. I'm not saying this because I'm on the video. Let's get real clear here. You gotta love this shit. Videos just don't cut it. Video is not... I'm not trying to paint up a false picture here. I've been doing this for a long, long time. And I'm doing it because I love it. And I've been trying to figure this out with me. So am I doing this for the attention? Because I am an attention-getting kind of guy. Am I doing that here? Probably, in part. But how can even a person who's an attention-getting dummy not appreciate this? It's wonderful. And oh, by the way, I can dress up to stay warm enough. But during the summer, try to dress down to stay cool enough. Damn, I hate that part. Although, I gotta admit, summer's got some really great pluses to it. Okay, enough said. Trying to pile it on and get our butts down there, if we can. That's still problematic. And you'll see what I mean when I'll do video on the way down. Do some video on this way up here too. It's kind of rigorous. I guess the trail went straight up the mountain back the way I'm pointing, and I found it up here along the side here just as I got up to this little flat spot, and hung a left and came through. I think that's the trail. I know it's kind of like that during the summer. It's hard to tell now though. Gonna give it a shot. Eating through these GoPro batteries, it's incredible. The cold just knocks them off in 10 minutes. Okay, here's the deal. I cannot record and climb. It's too fucking dangerous. Heart in my throat. On the other side of this, I'll do some more. I'm done here now. Holy shit. small victory. Wind even let up for a moment. My God. And I'm not talking about that wind. Whew. All right, time to get out of here. Like I said in the previous video, the cold is sapping my batteries quickly on this GoPro, and but I thought I would show the quiet of the flat just beyond the summit, and I'm getting ready to start descending, and then it gets a little wild. The sled, I'll put the brake on it and to keep from running wild on me. And this 2 feet of powder, I guess that's about what it is, makes it easy for me coming down this thing. I got a brake back here on the sled that prevents it from running me over. Kramer, on the other hand, he's struggling to stay up with me. I stopped once, he was 30 feet behind me, and I waited for him and we took a break. Can't take a break along in this stuff, it's too cold, but at least the wind isn't on us anymore. The angle of descent has dropped dramatically, and I'm going slow and easy, and which is good for me, safety-wise, but also just weighs heavily on me is Kramer staying with me, and he's having a hell of a time. Even though he's behind the sled and we're going downhill, he's really having trouble getting through this stuff. I believe it's safe to say, though, that this is sort of like the kind of stuff I come out here for. Not the hard work part, but the way it looks. There's a 4-day supply up there. What a relief. Okay. This is Goldstone Pass, and quite unremarkable for what it took me to get over here. 6 days. My, I'll be going down that way, headed east toward the Skinner Bloody Deck Road.